You already know what it is. You already know what to do.
We back.
Yep. 43,000. We back. Jack Spade is here. We talking Falcons football tonight. Only thing we can do in the offseason is talk Falcons
any
football.
other way.
Wouldn't have it any other way, man. Let's start the podcast. Yep. Already know what it is. You already know what it do. One time for the fan. Of course, we back talking Falcons football. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, as y'all know it, but every Sunday for now. Till the Falcons jump off again. But that'll be soon.
Real soon.
Be prepared for that. Falcons fans, be prepared for that. Bodie, how's everything, sir?
Man, I can't call it, man. Just got back from a needed vacation. It was a good week, good weekend. Can't complain at all. So we back.
Back and we feeling good?
Back, we feeling good. We feeling great.
How was the vacation?
Great. It was great, man. Took the whole family. You actually just got back to the Bahamas, from the Bahamas. So, yeah, feeling good.
That's great, man. I'm glad.
I ain't get drunk enough, but
family time is everything.
Can't get too drunk with the kids.
Yeah, especially with the kids. You just probably have a little sip every now and then, you know.
Yeah, so I might be drunk tonight.
On the side, fill the Gatorade bottle with, you know how it is, man. You gotta pretend. Daddy okay? I'm okay, son. Everything's all right.
I'm A-okay. Don't worry about me.
One time for the fan. Of course, we back. No Chase tonight, no Boo Man tonight, but we do got some special guests. We got some special guests, y'all. They will be here shortly. Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast. They will be here shortly talking with us, and they always have a good time on their shows, on their podcast.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a great, interesting show. I'm really excited to get these cats on, man.
It truly is. It truly is. And we've been doing this podcast for a while now, and we haven't had them on, so this is great to get the opportunity to get them on. Started a couple minutes behind schedule, so we'll get them on here shortly. I see the comments rolling in. Falcon fans, hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the comments, run them up. We got some things to talk about tonight. Run it up. Hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Sometimes it make me wonder how I keep from going under. Yeet! Get some.
You forgot to put the ha. That's important.
Sean's in the building. One time for the Pamela Johnson is in the building.
Hey, Pamela.
What's going on, Pam? Lisa Shepard is here.
What's good, Lisa?
Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We got some things to talk about tonight. What's good, Falcons fam? Let's discuss these birds tonight. One day soon, hopefully, we can be the birds in the Super Bowl instead of those Eagles. That is true.
Need to be
sad to see.
Fly, Falcons, fly. That's what's
sad to see the birds in the Super Bowl, and it's not the dirty birds.
It's cool, bro. We'll be back very soon. Might have had.
Times will change. We know it. Jermaine Living Life David said, "What's up, fellas? What's good, Jermaine?"
What's good, Jermaine?
So, we do have some special guests here getting ready to join us shortly. Falcon fans, we love reaching out. to all different type of content creators, podcasters, everybody, because when it comes to the Falcons, we're all Falcon fans here at the end of the day. All right. Some people have different opinions and so forth about the team and what's going on. And we understand. We're all Falcon fans. So I know how people feel.
Yeah.
But Bodie, at the end of the day, we are going to be at the Super Bowl together.
That's the thing we put on the t-shirt around here. We all going to be at the parade.
Falcon fans, just want to let y'all know that there's a lot of talk going on out here in the offseason of players who can be joining the team and, with coaching moves and all this stuff going on. So with our special guest tonight, we'll be able to chop it up. We'll be going over Jerry Gray, one of the new coaches here in Atlanta, which is big.
Excited. That's a veteran right there.
Talking some more about the NFC South. Of course, some changes were made since the last time we talked on the podcast, too, as well. Shout out to Big Country, too, as well. We had Big Country recently on the show, and I think he's been spot on with what he's been saying right now with what's going on with the Falcons. So, like I said, we always talk to these content creators and always have, so much to discuss when it comes to the Falcons. Even Lisa Shepard's up in here as we wait for our guest to arrive. Special guest. I'm sure the Rolls Royce will be pulling up shortly. No riding in. Lisa Shepard said, "Do I even want to address the Lamar Jackson chatter? Folks writing dissertations in these Falcon groups about the top about it."
Hey, look, it's like this. It's like this. I don't anticipate. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the office, but I mean, we got what we got. I think we're gonna talk about what we got, and if it happens, it happens. I don't personally don't think it's gonna happen, but we just have to give up too much. Our team we're in a good spot. We're probably in a real good spot right now. So I think we're gonna ride out this money. We're gonna pick up these free agent guys, and we're gonna build it from the inside out, not just the star quarterback and then put cheap guys around them. So that's my take. I personally hope we do that.
The Lambo, I see a Lambo outside. See a Lamborghini. See a red Lamborghini outside. Just letting you know. When them cars pull up, that means we have special guests with us who's going to be joining us shortly. So, Falcon fans, like what Lisa just said, y'all want Lamar Jackson? I think saw what I posted. Saw what I posted. How much the projected amount could be for this cat. It's a lot of money, Falcon fans. It's a lot of money.
I think some of them do. A lot of folks just want to be entertained. At least, they just want the entertainment. They want to just be able to fill the seats. I want that. I want us to do that. We should have enough pride to not have a Lamar Jackson come in town and then fill the seats. I would. My hope, my wish is that we can win and fill the seats in that way and build a culture here. I mean, it's been about 50 years now. And, our culture isn't as stable as other franchises, and that bothers me. But Lamar Jackson situation, man, that's a lot of money. Like he said, that's a lot of money. It hurts.
Well, Falcons got some money. I guess hope is not projected toward giving this one cat all that bread. But, hey, we got a lot going on. Anthony White, the Broncos kept Everett from talking to the Falcons. Then Peyton let him out of his contract, and the Panthers got him. Wondering if the Falcons moved too fast on the hire.
So the Panthers did get him.
The Panthers got him today. We'll talk about that shortly. But yeah, the Panthers did get him. I'm perfectly fine with it.
They got him as a coordinator, right?
Yeah, they got him at DC. But I'm fine with it when it comes to our hire with Ryan Nielsen. Have no problem whatsoever.
Man, I prefer him over that. Like, yeah, you go after that hot name. Yeah, he a hot name, but Nielsen is the proof is in the pudding with him. And like he wasn't a sexy hire. Everybody was like, "Oh, Flores, this guy." He wasn't sexy. But they don't start sexy. They just don't start that way. They build that way. They build up to be a sexy beast.
That was his first year in Denver, right?
I think so. I have to go back and look, but I think so.
Not surprised that the Falcons went with Ryan Nielsen because of the ties close to Terry. And, of course, we've seen the rebuild of that defense, too, over there, how good they've gotten in New Orleans. I know how much we hate them.
Yeah.
But that's just another story to talk about.
Yeah.
The Lambo's out there. I see it. One time for the fan.
They should be in the green room by now.
The red room?
Oh, red room.
The Falcons red room?
Nah,
you gotta bring them out.
There you go.
Gotta bring them out.
There you go.
What's going on, boys?
Out of your Falcon Mind podcast is in the building. Looking for the other half. I don't know, John.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Mike should be. Last I heard he was coming, but I haven't heard from him today. So hopefully he's good, man. I texted him, he hasn't responded back, which is not like him. So I don't.
Not a problem. We hope everything's okay.
Yeah, me too.
And definitely, we'll definitely have you guys back on before the draft again. Because with all this content going on with the Falcons and everything that's going on, you know how we handle it when it comes to podcasting. We're always on top of it. We got to be every day. I told Bodie, man, we doing 2 shows a week, but there's some cats out here doing 5-6 shows a day.
Yeah, I can't do that. I would love to, but I can't. I don't have the time, man. I don't have the time. But
I feel you.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, the same over here.
We're family guys, you know. So we got a lot going on too as well.
Dude, I got my son's about to kick off his baseball season, and that's going to be just stupid. I mean, just no time to do anything. So, I mean, this is great. It's fun, but it's just as far as this goes, it's going to be probably the 2 shows a week, and then unless something crazy goes down, and we'll throw in a pop-up show here and there, something like that. But yeah, man. But we appreciate you guys having us, man. It was that Christmas show when y'all came on ours was freaking awesome. So I mean, I'm glad you guys could.
It was, and it was a good feeling as a Falcon fan to have these conversations with other Falcon fans.
Oh, for sure.
At the end of the day, sometimes you wake up talking Falcons football, you go to bed talking Falcons football, and then you just want to talk to some other fans about what they think. So it was great you guys have us on the show, and of course now we definitely had to reach out and get you guys on the show. So we'll definitely have you guys back on. We're going to do a draft show, and we definitely want to find out what y'all know, because everybody has different opinions of what's going on. You see what's going on right now on social media. People saying running back, and some people saying go edge, and some people saying go corner, and
people
all over the place right now.
People are freaking out online over the draft. We ain't got the free agency yet. We ain't even signed the first free agent yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Losing their mind, man. You're crazy.
Well, definitely, it's great to have you. But can you just give us a little bit of inside information of how did Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast start? How did you and your brethren there meet, and like how did this just blow up to where it is right now? Because you guys are doing very well now with the Falcons content.
No, we appreciate it, man. Yeah. So Mike and I, if y'all, whoever's watching, of course, you can follow us at Out of Your Falcon Mind. We're on YouTube, Out of Your Effing Mind on Twitter. But yeah, so Mike and I, we've been close friends for, 2023, about 13 years, 14 years almost. And we met, he had just moved to Atlanta from DC. And I'm from Atlanta, but I moved to Las Vegas for a while. Then we came back to Atlanta, and we ended up working at the same spot. We started at the same time, everything. And come to find out, he was a Falcons fan. Of course, I was a Falcons fan. We're the same age. We both started watching because of Dion back in the day. So like we just hit it off immediately, and so we just got closer and closer as the years went on. And then, I mean, we wanted to start this like maybe 2 years ago. We kept dragging our feet. We're like, yeah, we'll get to it. We want to do it. We get to it. And then like, because we would text and call each other literally every Sunday and just nonstop. And we were like, dude, we should just do a podcast and see what happens. If people like it, great. If it sucks after 6 months, nobody likes us, then we'll just stop and go back to doing what we were doing. So that's it, man. We started the middle of season before 21, so last season. And it was we really didn't do the YouTube. It was mainly just like Spotify, all the audio platforms. We didn't even focus really on YouTube at all. And then we started doing a few guest spots like with Pound for Pound, Bigelow, and they were like, "Man, you have to grow your YouTube. That's where it's at." We're like, "Oh, okay." So we didn't start growing the YouTube till like 2 or 3 months ago. We actually started putting some production value into it. So it's gotten a lot better, I think. But it's been fun. But it's meeting you guys, and like I said, Low, and One Time for the Fan, of course, Smitty, Alberto from 95 North.
95 North,
yeah. I mean, just dude, it's been awesome, man. It's been great connecting with all the fans. We had no idea it was going to be as cool as it is. And then, like, of course, like I said, just reaching out and meeting so many cool folks within the community. Because y'all know, you hear a lot of negative talk about our Falcons a lot, so it's nice to have
negative talk. No, we don't hear that.
It's nice to have some positive talk and some real talk, but positive talk. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's all.
And we're not on here. We're not like delusional.
No, hell no.
We in here. We not Super Bowl bus. I mean, we know what we are. Okay, as the Falcons, we know how we are, and it's just been a journey. It's been a journey. But
I got it. Go ahead, buddy. No, I'm going to ask you. I mean, I don't know about y'all, man, but this season flew by doing this thing, man.
It did.
Yes.
It did. Especially doing the podcast, because you got to get your shows together and you're ready for the day of you doing the show, and then the hour comes. And I'm telling Buddy, like, we did the draft. It was 12 hours in 3 days. We did a whole live broadcast. And now I'm thinking about, do we want to do this again, Buddy, going forward for this next upcoming draft? Because now the buzz has gotten a little bit better. But yes, John, you are definitely correct, because, man, February,
right?
Like, we're in February, bro.
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
I mean, it's like soon as the game's over with, you're on to the next one. It's just like, you're preparing for the next show, and like, you have your recap and you have your preview, and then also it's like, we were 3/4 through the season and we couldn't believe it. We're like, why is this going so fast? Like, this sucks. Like, I want to slow down a little bit because we have so much fun doing it. But like you guys, and we keep going throughout this, at the off season. There's always stuff to talk about, man, whether it's free agency or draft or coaching changes like we're talking about tonight, all that stuff. It's nothing, never a loss of things to talk about, especially within the Falcons community. If you're on Twitter, man, the Falcons Twitter is insane. It's just like, it's either civil war or everybody hates each other. It's wild.
It's the same in some of those FB groups. But yeah, Bodie, the season flying by that fast. You expect it to happen?
I mentioned it to you like a couple of shows ago. I was like, man, God. Or at least after the last Falcon game, I was like, this season just flew by. I wonder, can the off season fly by as quick as the damn season?
Now it's dragging. I can't believe we got a month. We have a month and 10 days to free agency. Like, we still got a month and 10 days to free agency.
Well, I think this podcast does help us, cope with, missing football and curled on the couch and hugging your pillow. You know how you see all the commercials. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I love talking Falcon football. We can just talk this way. If I could talk this with my fellow brethren and talk to you guys, and it just makes it that much easier.
And that's why we love with this podcast. Because, like John has said, same thing Bodie you said earlier this season. Season flying by that fast, and you have something to talk about every day. It makes you feel like, you are truly a part of the team. Like, there's that fan where you just turn the TV and watch it. Oh, okay, game's over, and go about your business. And then there's that fan where you're on the podcast, you're speaking with other creators, you're in Discords, you're in these group chats, and 2 o'clock in the morning, you sit over there texting about facts you found about the Falcons or something. So it's truly a diehard that can, it brings that diehard out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely must say. John, you ready to break the ice here?
I was gonna
say. What's up, buddy?
No, I was gonna say, here we go up here like week 2 talking about Mariota's gonna get it done. And I'm gonna look at it.
If you go back and John, I want you to do this. Go back and look at all your podcasts, right? When Mariota's there. Look at your times when you talk so positive about Mariota, like, oh my gosh, Mariota, good throw.
Dude, that San Francisco
it didn't work
game
week 16.
That San Francisco game was the absolute height of it, man. We were like, man, he was 13 for 14. Like, he can really do this.
Yeah,
that was it. That was.
I think that was the peak. It went just like this.
That was it.
That was it. That was, man. We couldn't have been more wrong.
Marietta, see what you've done.
Marijuana.
Then he took his ball and ran off. God damn.
I got a hot take. I got a hot take coming up. Crazy hot take in our little segment we got later on. Let's break the ice here, Bodie John. Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast is here. Definitely hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, Falcon fans. Those who's listening now, listening later, watching now, watching later. We definitely appreciate all the support from our podcast, and I definitely know John probably appreciate the support too as well.
100%.
From Out of Your Falcon Mind. They have grown extremely well with their podcast, so we're bringing real diehard Falcon fans on here. Falcon fans, so please hit that like button, hit that share button. Let's go to DeKalb County, John. A man has been charged with trying to sneak contraband in the jail.
What?
Deputies say they spotted Michael Anthony Dixon, 45 years old, leaving the jail with a box cutter. I don't know how they spotted this man, but they spotted him. Searching the area, they found a bag stashed in a nearby bush. Bodie, you used to cut the grass over there by the jail. Do you know which bush they're talking about?
Shut up.
John, when they opened the bag, of course, they arrested Mr. Dixon. They found hex keys, earpods, jewelry, phone chargers, cell phones, lighters, more than a dozen packs of cigarettes, loose tobacco, some of that cocaine, marijuana, sweets, glue, and cooked chicken wings.
What?
Falcon fans, we're sitting over here worrying about what the
Crazy
Falcons are
party.
doing. And this young man, Anthony Dixon, is smuggling cooked chicken wings and glue into the DeKalb County jail.
Yeah, they can do a lot with glue in jail, I think. I can imagine.
I was looking at the list like, okay,
I get creative with that, yeah.
When we do break the ice here, John, this is a new segment we're getting ready to start pushing out here. It's some crazy story out here, probably in Atlanta or around the world. But when I heard it today, I said, oh, it's just a normal story. So I heard cooked chicken wings, he put in a bag and tried to smuggle in the jail.
Earpods and cocaine.
Anybody's thoughts on that? Anybody? Cooked chicken wings, glue, jewelry, anything? I mean, if you're gonna go to jail for smuggling some, what the hell you doing with some cooked chicken wings? First of all, what the hell they doing in there with some cooked chicken wings?
Dude, that's some Florida type stories right there. Like, what the hell?
I was expecting it to say Florida, man, but then it said DeKalb County jail.
That is some Florida shit.
You taking L's already?
My Lord. Dude, you got cocaine in there too? Some cocaine? Wow.
Yes, he had different type of narcotics in there too as well. But the two things that had me just thrown off was the cooked chicken wings and the glue.
The glue's got to be. There's a reason for that. There got to be. You don't just randomly go pick some glue and throw it in the bag and try to get
it's a jail secret.
Gotta be. Yeah.
But the damn cooked wings, they don't. I'm sure I ain't been to jail. But
what do you think? What do you think they tried to order the cooked wings from? You think it's like American Deli, JJ's? Like, what do you think they got it from? Think they did it themselves? Like, oh, I got the deep fryer on right now because I'm on the way.
No, I know who they got it from.
Remember
that lady who stole all them chicken wings? Y'all heard about that story? The lady stole like $1 million worth of chicken wings over the years or some crazy shit. Look that shit.
What the hell? What?
Look into that. Boy.
It's crazy. What? I don't know. I briefly looked at it, but yeah, they got it from her.
I got to now. You
gotta
spend a lot of time still.
I think it was a lunch lady or something. She stole like $1 million worth of chicken wings over X amount of years. I don't know.
Can you just imagine the list? Like he's reading the list, like, okay, X keys. Okay. I gotta stop by American Deli on the way. Like, what? Better not be no 10 piece. You better have got like the 500 piece though. Had to. Man, that was a personal order. If you got me banged up for that personal order,
You just got 10 pieces of fries.
Let's get right to it. Falcon fans. You got a new hire here, Bodie.
Yes, sir.
Out of Your Falcons mind, we got a new hire. Jerry Gray is in the building. Now, Jerry Gray is a name who was mentioned earlier this year, who could have been, I guess, interviewing for the DC position at first before Ryan Nielsen's name was brought up. Then Nielsen's name was brought up. He's now the new DC. Changes were made on the coaching staff. Jerry Gray is now in the building. And I'm talking about years of experience, and he's worked with some phenomenal talent over the years. But I need to know y'all thoughts, Falcon fans. I need to know y'all thoughts. Let's go around the table here. Out of Your Falcons mind, the new hire, Jerry Gray, what does he bring to the Falcons? Your thoughts on it? I know we're all excited because this is a new hire, and it's the off season. So please just give us your thoughts on Jerry Gray coming to the Falcons now.
I love it, dude. I think he's coached for 26 years. Like you said, he worked with Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas. He spent, I think it was half that time was a defensive coordinator. Another time I think was defensive backs and everything. And he's been doing the passing game coordination as well over at Green Bay. So, I mean, wealth of experience. Dude was a 4-time Pro Bowler when he played. I mean, just, tons of respect from the players because he's been there and done that, man. He's got results from it. So with Nielsen, and I like it because Nielsen never really calling plays before. Having Jerry right there, somebody has done it, and very comfortable with it. I think that's just a great little combination, though. So, I mean, I couldn't be happier, man, to get somebody that's Nielsen that's, known for his defensive line work and with the pass rush, which God knows we need as much of that as possible. And then you throw in Gray, who can work with AJ and whoever else we bring in for the CB2 and the rest of the secondary, the young secondary that we got. If we're going to stick with those guys, I mean, I think it's a great hire, man. I'm not even just because I would tell you if I didn't like it, but it was I like it. I mean, I think they're going in the right direction, man. And it scares me to say it. I don't want to get too hyped, but yeah, I do like it.
That's the one thing about it getting too hyped because it's the off season. So you want to get hyped about anything the Falcons do right now because you're trying to go in the right direction. Yep. But let's ask you a question here about Jerry Gray too as well with Ryan Nielsen. So Nielsen now is the DC, and Jerry Gray is now on the staff. Would you have been fine if Jerry Gray was the DC and Nielsen was on the coaching staff too as well?
Probably. I mean, just to have that combination, I mean, like I think it's an upgrade regardless, because Mike even asked, I think on our last show, he asked me if Pease would have chose to stay, like, would I rather have, kept Dean with it or or if it was these guys or, would it be go with these guys? And I said, yeah, I would still go with Nielsen just for the fact that he's I know age is not everything, but he is younger. I mean, and that is kind of his specialty, and is working with the D-line or whatever. So, I mean, and just to hear, like, I mean, one of our good Saints buddies who comes on the show with us whenever we play them, I mean, I texted him immediately when they hired Nielsen, and I was like, man, what do you think? He was like, man, I'm pissed. He was like, I did not want to see that at all. And I mean, he said that Peyton had blocked several teams from interviewing him over the years. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like, I mean, he's a well thought of, like, respected dude. So yeah, I'd have been just as fine though if it had been flipped. Just because Jerry having all that experience as a DC as well. I mean, I'd have been fine either way.
Bodie, 3,000. Jerry Gray. We didn't have the Wednesday show, so when the news came out, we couldn't do our podcast. We was going to do a pop-up show, but we're going to wait till Sunday. But now we're here to talk about it. So Bodie, Jerry Gray is in the building here with the Atlanta Falcons. Old names out, new names in. We got to keep rolling. So, your thoughts, Bodie. I know you was excited when you heard about Jerry Gray. The information came out. You was on a boat, wasn't you, when the information came out? You was on the way to it?
Yeah, I was on the way to a boat. Yeah, so I didn't really get to dive into it as much, but I did. I eventually did. This hire is an interesting one. Like, you need, just like I said, a team needs veterans, whether it's veteran players, veteran coaches, either way. This guy's he can coach. When he ran them two defenses, when he ran the defense for the Bills and for the Titans, those defenses were top defenses when he was the defensive coordinator. So my guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. He can help, like John said, he can help Nielsen bring him in, give him pointers, help him out any kind of way he needs to be helped. And it's just it's a great hire. Like, you just need that veteran coach out there. And jumping back on the Nielsen, like helping Nielsen, like you said, yeah, ages and everything. But I like a young whippersnapper out there just going, calling them plays. He tend to be a little more aggressive. I think I don't know. It's just from what I've seen. I don't want to put it on all old coaches, but a lot of Dean Pease's tactics were a little dated. I hate to say it, but it is a little. It's like 2005 where all those pocket quarterbacks. It's a little different now. So nice to get a little jolt of energy, a little hypeness out there. I mean, it just feels good. So
yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice too that we don't our players that we have, like those guys aren't married to a certain scheme either. I mean, we've got
exactly
most of our guys can play 3-4, 4-3. I think that gets overblown a lot anyway because so many teams are not in their base defenses these days. I mean, everybody's in a throwing league. I mean, you might be in the first down, but second and third, you're probably going to be in nickel dime.
You come out in that base defense to show. But
exactly.
Yeah, it looks like
it isn't like the old days where you run straight 3-4, straight 4-3. Like it's so much hybrid, and the players are hybrid players. You just gotta run different things. So that's what
Which is why I'm glad what John said earlier when the show started about going to certain players and the draft and all this stuff. Let's get through the free agency first, because even when you're rebuilding, if Tyquan Graham stays, if Dalton stays, if they decide, hey, we're going to switch to where D'Angelo Malone's going to put more of his hand in the dirt, and Aaron Ebiketie is going to switch now. That'd be perfect, but you don't know who the new free agent's going to be. We don't know who the free agent's going to be, so we just can't rush it yet. We just got to sit back and just wait. But going over Jerry Gray, this is the thing that I like. I mean, SMU, 1995, defensive backs coach. Tennessee Oilers in 1997, defensive quality control coach.
Yeah, that's how long he been coaching. Tennessee Oilers.
The Oilers, yep. Tennessee Titans, defensive back coach, 1999. Buffalo Bills, defensive coordinator, 2001 through 2005. Redskins, Commanders now, but defensive backs coach back in 2006. Defensive backs coach in Seattle, 2010. Defensive coordinator in Tennessee, 2011. Vikings, defensive back coach, 2014. Packers, defensive backs coach in 2020. I mean,
can't tell that man nothing.
I mean, this is years of experience coming into this building. Just with some of these teams. I mean, 2010 Seattle, Minnesota Vikings. They had some good years defensively too as well.
Look, he was the defensive back coach and the passing game coordinator for Green Bay. How much respect you got to be to play both sides? You know what I'm saying? That's big. And he comes here being the assistant head coach off rip.
Cam Chancellor, John mentioned. Let's go over Xavier Rhodes, 2 as well. Jair Alexander, 2 as well.
Yeah.
There's some more names on this list, but now you got AJ Terrell. Thank you, T. Now you got AJ Terrell. Had maintenance. Had my tech team come in here and.
I'm gonna say you better not call your wife maintenance. Boy,
God damn, buddy. Oh man, this is about to get it. It's about to get interesting when I play on the Madden again. I'm really going.
Oh, I spit water.
Now I'm running up the scoreboard on you. What was I going over? You just caught me off guard. Jerry Gray. Some of the names. You got AJ Terrell. You got Grady Jarrett. Richie Grant. I don't know if he'll still be here, but at least Casey Hayward. That would still be nice. Your defense is kind of set up in a way where Jerry Gray's going to come in here and he's going to fix some things. But at least he has some players to work with. It's not like you have a whole bunch of no names and players who's just at the back of the pack. AJ Terrell is top of his class. Grady Jarrett is still top of his class. Arnold Ebiketie going to his second year, I think can really burst out this year. That's just my opinion. Just Arnold Ebiketie. Troy Anderson too as well. So you got some defensive players who's going to make something happen, and you have some money too as well. You're going to go out there looking at free agency. You're going to talk with Ryan Nielsen. You're going to talk with Coach. You're going to talk with Terry. You're going to try to put this defense together. But Jerry Gray is a perfect hire right now just to help with your defensive staff right now. Like I said, old names out, new names in. And some of the names that were let go were, they weren't the biggest
positions
names
we needed help with.
Positions we needed help in. And we know that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get straight to it. They're gone now. Thank you for what you did here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Didn't work out, but 2 names already in the past 2 weeks, Ryan Nielsen and Jerry Gray. With those experience, the years right there, just coaching the defense, handling the defense. I'm just excited about going forward with the Atlanta Falcons next season. And now we got to get to some names for the free agency because that's going to be a next segment we got coming up here. But, John, I know you're excited.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Nielsen, Jerry Gray. Any other names you're thinking about who could add to this coaching staff? Don't forget Frank Bush is still here. And I believe until something happens, Coach P's son is still here too as well.
Yeah. So
2 names you also want to throw in there. But any other names you would like to see on this coaching staff? Remember what Prime said when he came to Colorado? He's bringing Louis. Is Ryan Nielsen bringing Louis? Is he bringing what's happening here? Because he's building up the name.
Ryan Nielsen is the Louis.
He's the Louis. The Saints did let go Chris Richard last week. So you never know, man. I'm sure he's
the co-defensive coordinator.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure he's got his own guys that he'd like to have there. But I don't know. I mean, like, that's two solid names. Monachino was out the door, right? And I forgot the other dude that left. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they'll add anybody. I mean, I'm sure they will. I don't know that it's going to matter to us so much as we have those two guys in place. I think anybody they bring in is going to be just kind of like their guy type of thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Whether it's on like a helping type of role or helping assistant type of deal. But yeah, man, I mean, and it's just this off season is so different than last year, man. I mean, like we knew we had nothing to work with last year money wise. So I mean, it's just a completely different feeling this year. So.
Falcon fans, it feels good to talk to other Falcon fans, and that's why we have this podcast here. So shout out to everybody who's been supporting One Time for the Fan and everybody who's out there supporting Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast too as well. And, of course, another talk show here we got to get on soon, 95 North.
Yes,
great experience in
Alberto.
3-4 scheme, Alberto. Going to be key to what else? Nielsen out his vision also. I'm talking about Ryan Nielsen, new in the building. Jerry Gray, new in the building. They know one thing. How do we turn this defense around? The numbers have been low. We got to get them up there. Look at the Eagles. Eagles are in this. How many sacks they got?
70.
We had 21. I believe the Saints had 48 with Ryan Nielsen.
Yeah.
I can give you maybe, John, Bodie, you guys can agree or disagree, maybe 5 of those sacks out of the Saints 48 that could have changed games and made them probably wins for the
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Just 5 sacks.
Definitely.
That's so sad. That's truly so sad that
Well,
the team
I
with 70
guarantee-
sacks is going to the Super Bowl, and we're picking up the defensive coordinator of a team who had 48 sacks. We had 21 sacks. The year before, we had 16, and I can just give you difference. That's just so sad. Bodie?
We're not going to have 21 sacks this year.
Oh, no.
We're not going to have
Oh, no.
18. Nah. We're getting it. I want to say 30. I want to stop at 30. I hope we get more.
30?
Than that. But it's going to be more than 30.
Bro, imagine if we
Probably
had
40.
50
I'm saying
plus
this-
sacks this season.
Let's say, I mean,
Just
it's
imagine
possible.
50
if we
plus
make the
sacks.
right signings,
Bruh.
if we make the right signings and Arnold develops under Nielsen, like they said, Nielsen is like a whisperer. Okay. He been getting the best out of people. So if Arnold and Malone develop and we make the right signings and we draft the right folks, why not? I say
And I
40.
also want to throw in there too as well, because what Bodie's mentioning, there is more staff too as well underneath Ryan Nielsen. Just trainers and other coaching staff members who help these players develop and get better. So we don't want to forget them. I know I might not have the names right now, but shout out to them too as well, because if they're going to be here in the season. And we've seen the Bodie when the Falcons got off the bus, going to the hotels and stuff. There's players, coaches, so many people going in there. You don't know who is who. So just want to give a shout out to everybody who's going to be helping this defense get together this season. Not just about Ryan Nielsen and Jerry Gray. There's a whole list of names underneath them who's going to be out there helping them out.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Training camp to preseason, mini camp, rookie mini camp. We don't know, but I just want to say shout out to everybody who's going to be able who's going to be a part of this this change here in Atlanta. Moving on from Jerry Gray, some other news came out this week. Falcons fans,
Lord of mercy.
95 North. I can't wait to see him coach up AJ Terrell and also D. Alford. D. Alford, man, spectacular.
D. Alford, boy.
That's a player you have to look to keep around too as well. But now you have Troy Anderson, Grady Jarrett, man. So much content we got going on before the draft and all the season, man. I'm gonna get
ready for the season now.
Yep.
Some news came out this week, Falcon fans, that I know some of y'all love to hear. But I know there's some of y'all that's sitting back like, until we get to this moment next year and he's sitting on the broadcast talking, then we know it's true. Tom Brady is out the door. He's retired. Apparently on some beach in Florida. That was the video. Where I just heard too, the sand that he was sitting on is going for like $100,000 right now. It's crazy.
So stupid. Yeah.
It's
so
crazy.
dumb.
Who's over there collecting the sand? Who's over there from their balcony like, oh, I'm finna go down there with this jar.
As soon as
Ain't gonna
Tom
collect this
got
Tom
up,
Brady
they
sand.
ran down there.
But that's a quick
Scoop the
$100,000. I ain't
sand
gonna
up
hate
off
on the
his
cash.
ass.
I would have took. Oh shit! I would have took that $100,000 too. It's $100,000. But I'm just saying, looks crazy.
Yeah,
It's
somebody
insane.
will pay
It's
100.
insane.
Yeah.
$100,000 for some sand that Tom Brady sat on.
Like in retirement sand. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
There's somebody paid me $100,000 for this tissue. I just blew my nose in.
One time for the
Makes
fan.
about as much sense of it. Jesus.
That's the type of stuff that we deal with these celebrities and these.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
One time for the fan. Out of your Falcon Mind podcast is here. We're talking about what's going on in the NFL and, of course, some Falcons football too as well. Tom Brady is gone. How this relates to us, because we didn't want him here in the NFC South in the first place.
Nope.
I remember going back. John, you might remember this too as well, when Drew Brees retired and you're looking at the NFC South and you're like, damn, Matt got it. This is Matt's year. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. If this is the way he wants to Peyton Manning this junk, this is it. And then a couple of days later, the Joker leaves New England and comes down to Tampa.
Should have went to
And then
West.
from that moment on, it was just more years of just what the hell is happening here in the NFC South. But yes, Tom Brady's gone. Apparently, he's looking for his family. The question now goes across the table, Falcon fans. Who now runs the NFC South when it comes to upcoming roster, upcoming games, the records, the standing, going forward in these years to come? I mean, we hope Tom Brady don't come back. But I'm looking at Desmond Ridder for the Falcons, Matt Corral for the Panthers, Ryan Trask for the Bucks, and Jameis Winston.
You mispronounced his name.
Sheesh. For the Aints. So now the question goes around the table: who runs the NFC South going forward? I mean, we can talk about what happened in the past, but we don't want to do that. We're talking about going forward in the future. Brady's gone. Falcon fans know it's tough to beat Brady. Hell, Desmond Ridder was the only one we had here in Atlanta who beat Brady as a quarterback. Matt Ryan couldn't beat Brady. It's tough when you had that little joker down there in Tampa. John, I know we're going to say the Falcons, but outside of the Falcons, what is going on with some of the other teams? The Saints, the Bucks, are they rebuilding? The Panthers, do you think they're going to look better this year? Is it just all Falcons? Is it a clean slate going forward, John?
Man, I would love to say but I mean the Panthers do worry me a little bit just because of their defense is already there. Bringing Evero or whatever his name is from from Denver, that sucks because that's who I wanted us to at least interview, have a chance to get. I'm happy with who we got, but I mean that dude, he may be NFL coach pretty soon anyway, so it may be just 1 or 2 years there, and he's off to his next job. But Frank Wright can coach some offense. I don't see them sticking with Corral. I mean, I think they'll probably go quarterback. One of those guys that's up there early in the draft. But that's the only team, man. You know about the Bucks and the Saints. They're $50+ million in the hole, man. They're right where we were last year. Not quite as bad, but they're right there. So they're gonna have to find what they're doing at quarterback, which we obviously know it's the most important position on the field. So if you ain't got it, it don't matter what else is going on. You're not gonna have a good season. That defense of Tampa is getting older. Same with Saints. They got a ton of guys that, hell, a few of them may come our way. We don't know yet on their defensive line that are aging and, they're on free agents now. So it's definitely there for us, man. Like we've got the opportunity. Arthur's got the opportunity to build this offense and get it running how he wants to do it, whether it's with Desmond or with somebody else we ain't going to talk about. We just talked about it so damn much. So damn much. So whatever's going on, man, and the defense has got to be good. We just said it. The defense is going to be improved. It's going to happen. Whether we're going to add some free agents, we're going to add through the draft. So, and to say we won 7 games with this roster we had last year and the year before that, I mean, it's not out of the question that we can't win 10 or 11 this year with the schedule we got. And I mean, I know, like I said, I know those quarterbacks are going to, and a lot of things are going to change with every roster. But with our youth and experience that we had, that combination, and those new guys, the new coaches coming in, man, I mean, it's going to be on Arthur, man. It's time for him to get it done this year.
One of the youngest teams in the league and also one of the least penalized teams in the league too as well. Going into preseason, we look at those penalties like, oh, shit, this is about to be trouble. But yes, one of the least penalized teams in the league. Bodie, is it time to say the Falcons will run the NFC South, or are we still looking at, there's going to be some adjustments, teams going to, make some changes? You hear what John said about with Panthers right now. The Bucks and the Aints are in the rabbit hole, so it's looking ugly for them. They're gone. Don't worry about them. But do you have some insight? Tell me your thoughts on the NFC South going forward?
It's like this.
No more.
We got a chance this offseason to grab this damn division by its throat. Okay, we could resurrect that defense and turn it into something that we haven't seen since Grits Blitz if we want to.
Mm-hmm.
We got that money. Okay, and it's a lot of players out there. I've been doing my research. There's some cats out there we could get in the free agency. We draft right. We just smart with our money. Then this can be our division, like quite handily. Like you said, we won 7 games last year. I mean, with what we have, basically, and it's nowhere to go but up here. Like we got the money, we got the know-how, we got the coaching. There's nothing else to do. It's just to build this defense up. We build it up, we can really cash in this check this season. So I think it's just ours for the taking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see. Don't no other team have money like we do. We can go crazy.
Well, the Bears got some money, but they're still
I'm talking about this division.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, under division. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So it's ours for the taking.
Yeah, if we don't win, I'll say that now. If we don't win a division this year, it'll be a disappointment for sure.
I'd be very disappointed, and not just I'll just be disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
It should happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the humps you got to get over this year from the past couple of years, because you don't want to be going to 6 years consecutive losing seasons. You don't want.
No,
we're not.
I think that's going to be like the first team in the NFL to have 6 consecutive losing seasons.
Dude, if it is, we're on to another coach next year. And I know
that list was small with 5 last year, and now it's going to 6 now. So
yeah, and I don't know how y'all feel about it. We've thought about it. I mean, I know it's only Arthur's 3rd year, but damn, man, like you can't have a losing season this year. You can't. Like, I mean, there's not when you've done this, like I said, with basically dollar store freaking, groceries and whatnot. I mean, and then you got the opportunity to build and get who you want.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. If you lose, if you're losing record this year, man, like if I'm Arthur Blank, I don't know, buddy. You get time to make a change.
Yeah,
it's not about just putting out there about kicking the can on the coach, but we want to see changes, and changes have to happen. But then you go look at who would be the coach if he was to leave. Would it be Rags, or would it be Ryan Nielsen? My money's on Ryan Nielsen. So I'm just.
Well, it all depends on how
maybe. Yeah,
it all depends on how it plays out, right? I mean, if you're competitive as hell in every game and you're losing just by a field goal, and you get down to the last, but I mean, if you're getting your ass kicked, or you're not even competitive, or we're and then barring injury too, like barring a catastrophic injury to your quarterback, because that can change everything. We saw that obviously this year with San Francisco and everything, what that can do to a team, even no matter how good the team is built around you. But I mean, I just don't see there's any way, man, that he can get through it without having a winning season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bodie? This is how I feel. Same thing.
The professor.
If we go 0-4 and we're getting our ass kicked for 4 games, his ass is fired after the 4th game. Okay.
Oh shit! I ain't even waited to week 5. That's it. Yeah,
his ass is gone.
I'm sorry. Got respect for the team and the organization, but week 5, they 0-4.
Hey, week 5,
somebody got to go. It ain't me.
Hey, exactly.
I'm gonna be here week 5. Is you gonna be here week 5?
That's how I feel. I mean, like, come on. We're gonna set him up. I believe Terry's gonna set him up as best as he can. We're gonna give him the Louis, and he just gotta wear it, baby. He gotta make it look good, baby. He just gotta make it look sexy.
We're gonna talk about some Louis in a minute, but yeah, go ahead, John.
No, I've seen some stuff online. Other folks saying, well, if you look at it, it's really Arthur's first year this year because of the cap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that, but you can't ignore the first 2 seasons. You can't say, okay, well, you did well, I guess. I mean, you could have probably won a couple of extra games with some situational play calling going on there, but you did mostly well with what you had. So now it's not out of the question. It's not like you said at the beginning of the show, man. Like, we're not going to paint this with like pretty roses and everything. It's not out of the question to say, like, dude, 3 extra games with a better improved roster, and that's just seems like it makes sense to me,
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
if you go back, like we was talking about with Arthur Smith, he had Matt Ryan that first year, which shipping Matt off I mean, you heard what Terry said in the comments in the conference call last week. They made the right moves in the past 2 years to be where they are right now.
Yes, this was anticipated.
John just said this is truly his first year coaching with this, with the roster right now, this cap room, and what's going to happen with this draft. Because the past 2 years was like rebuild. We know we're rebuilding to get to this point. So it's tough to say this will be his last year. But then again, if you're getting blown out every day, and it's week 7, and you're like 1-6, dude. Totally. I'm like, hey, look,
bro, if we're not in the division race this season, his ass is fired. Okay, that's just how it's gonna be. All right?
Well, I mean, say this, and say this too, like so it's you got Desmond, right? So say we are right. Say it's Desmond, okay, and we've seen quarterbacks in their second year, go down a little bit or have that sophomore, whatever you want to call it, sophomore slump, or they just inconsistent because it's their second year in the league. I get that. So that's the other thing. So I mean, if it's truly the performance of the quarterback or it's the team, it's not necessarily anything he's doing. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get another year. In that case, like you can't be expected, to overcome everything. Like you've got to look at what's the play on the field, right? Now, and that's just what it comes. I mean, it all comes down to Arthur, because Arthur's also going to look back and say, there's no way he can look in the mirror and say like, oh, I probably gave, Dan Quinn a year too long. That was probably a year or two too long. You know what I mean? Yep. So like he's going to learn from that too. So I mean, I don't think, and he's 80 years old. I mean, he's not trying to sit here and wait. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to win. So I like Arthur a lot. And I said all that's. I mean, saying all that stuff, I don't think it's going to happen. Like I don't think y'all don't either. But I mean, like that's just worst case scenario. But I mean, I like him. I like who they brought on, who they're bringing out. I like the culture that they've brought to the team. We were so like looked at as so soft and just, you know what I mean? Like nobody was afraid to play us. It was no big thing. Like that's what I want to get back to. Like, oh shit, we got the Falcons this week. That type of attitude. So,
I'm that same type of fan. I'm looking at more of the entertainment right now behind the Falcons and behind the scenes, and it's like that's where everybody's kind of big on right now. The colors, the logo, the hats, the merch. Yeah, put the product on the field so we can go out here and win these games. And the winning the games at home last year was big. Like Terry said in the conference call last week, winning these home games shows upcoming talent. Hey, we can win at home. We can create a hostile environment. And then looking at the numbers at the end of the season, a quick fact that went out there: Falcons were in the top 15 in attendance this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they were hiding at, but y'all were there. Or somebody was scanning them tickets, but somebody was there. But y'all just got to get more, active when it comes to just being more the Falcons. I know it's kind of like, flying flashy day when it comes to the Falcons. You got the red and black colors go with everything. You can put on your, your J's, you can really get fitted. You can go from the Falcon game to the club if you want to, the way our colors are set up. But I just see more of the entertainment around the Falcons. I just want the product to be back on the field again, so that way we can go ahead and win games and scare teams. When you look at the schedule and you say, oh shit, well, we got to go down to Atlanta this year. Oh boy, it's gonna be tough down there. Boy, them boys get right. Just like how we look at it, Bodie. When I told you about New Orleans, I was like, look, expect this, and this before we walk in that stadium. Yeah. Sure enough, they a little bit corporate now. They got them PSLs out there. They got a little money in there. They concrete, no cup holders. They got a little. They trying to get a little money out there. So it was a little bit different on our section. And John, we was sitting on the Saints side talking trash. We was behind the Saints bench talking trash, and them fans were like, "Oh, who is these Falcon fans from Atlanta?" Except my expensive wine, my $15 wine.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
It's just ridiculous, man. But
PSLs will do it every time, man.
yeah. But I will say, to talk about Lamar, we don't want to get to that because that's going to be a whole other conversation.
Let's not.
End up here in Atlanta, he's going to put some butts in some seats, but them tickets are going to be expensive to go see.
One thing I wanted to say real quick.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Just going back to Arthur Smith, I know we was talking about him real quick. It just shows about the respect that the players have for him, the leadership that he exudes onto the players. Like what you said. What was one of the least penalized teams this year?
Yeah, one of the youngest teams
comes
in the league
from
with the least penalized.
Discipline and respect. You know what I'm saying? You just respect that coach, so you'll be able to stay in line and just not get us penalized like that. Like it's just a great thing. I really believe in our coach. I like him a lot.
Me too.
I do. I want to I just want to see them succeed, and I want to see us not be predictable play callers. That's it.
Yes. Because you want to see him progress just like you want to see the players progress. I mean, like it's the same deal. So, and I mean, I think the 4 games that Ritter started, I don't think we had any pre-snap penalties. Actually, I think it was 0, which is crazy.
That's great.
I just wanted the offense to be a little bit better coming from Matt. I was a Matt fan.
Oh yeah,
I was a Ryan fan. So I wanted to see Matt do the best here in Atlanta. A guy who turned the franchise around and they built pieces around him, and then Julio, and man, it was just so exciting to see it. But then as you saw those years of Matt just starting to, you knew it was getting ready to happen. All I wanted to do is just cancel the single back. Stop doing the damn single back. I hated it.
Yeah.
Running back like 15 yards behind the damn quarterback, and you're going on 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
Stop it. And now you see now with the Matt Ryan situation in the Colts, Terry Arthur then made a good decision. Look at the stats he put up in Indianapolis. I mean, one game, a player just tapped Matt on the wrist. Matt went down. Like, bruh. One player was just running at him. Matt went down. Like, bruh.
Yeah.
I didn't want that no more in Atlanta. But now seeing Mariota a little bit excited, he's running around the RPO, the preseason games. You're like, okay, this is nice. I wanted to see the kid play, Desmond Ritter, wait to the end of the season, and just so much out here, man, with the Falcons. But I want to see exciting brand of football. And I think we all agree this is the year to bring back the exciting brand of football. We've been building up for it now with the coaching changes. This is the year to bring back the exciting brand of football. I'm going to throw it out there on a crazy hot take right now. You're going to play Houston in the home opener and the Benz. You're going to win. You're going to go 1-0 and have your first winning record in 6 years. So get us out that conversation.
Love it.
So that's just a crazy hot take. But I think who's running the NFC South as a Falcon fan would say the Falcons. I'm sure a Panther fan would say the Panthers. Saints and Bucks will follow. But looking at the rosters, and Eric Parker told me don't do this. Don't just keep looking on paper. But looking at the rosters, looking at who we have, looking at the schedule next year. I know there's going to be adjustments like you said, John. I'm feeling really good about the position the Falcons are in going forward next year with the money, the cap. I think, Bodie, you mentioned it. I think we have the most cap right now in the division. Nobody's going to be able to touch us when it comes to some of these players. You can hire these coaches, but if you can't get the players, what the hell are you going to do with them? But we're going to bring some big names in here, some big talent. Merchandise is going to be flying off the racks with some new players. And I think we can turn this thing around. So who's running the NFC South? Of course, it's going to be the Falcons. Who's following behind them? I don't care. But now this is the moment.
As long as they're behind, right?
As long as they're behind, yep. As many games as possible. Yep.
Thank you.
Carrie's in the chat. 95 North is in the chat. Vincent Coker is in the chat. What is going on here? Hold on now.
Another great thing with Arthur too, man. It's like I love when he came in and he was like just like no nonsense. Like you got to earn your spot. I don't care how long you've been here, how much money you're making. None of that. I mean, I love that. And that's what I don't even care. Like he gets a little surly in his press conferences. Like I don't that doesn't even bother me. I mean, as long as you're getting the results. I mean, like that's
do the Arthur Smith. Do the Arthur Smith.
I'm working on the Arthur Smith. I got the D-led down.
I think I got it. Hold on. I think I got it.
Arthur Smith, he's
Here you go. No, hold on.
This is tough. This is tough.
You write us off in May.
I love the D-leg.
Write our obituary.
We got to say.
Yeah.
Look at the ball.
God damn it.
On the ball. Look at the game.
Thank you. Have a good night.
See the ref.
Oh no shit.
Look at the play. I mean, come on, D-led.
I mean, come on.
The guy's out there. He's running the ball over there and throw the ball. And can't blame him.
Hey, that coach, can I ask you one more question, though, coach? Before you leave.
Write us off. Have our obituary. And
I gotta love D-Led, man.
We're a young team. We're trying to be out here and play some football. Come on, D-Led.
We're gonna play.
Can you come out there and play some football with us?
That's good.
One time for the fan. Crazy hot takes for 2023 going into the season. I was hoping Mike was going to be here for this. I know Mike was going to have some crazy hot takes.
14-0, 17-0 Super Bowl, all that good shit. Yeah,
you know how it is. Because I told Bodie when we go back and look at our predictions from last year, we predicted the Falcons to win every game. We never said the Falcons would lose.
So do we. Yep.
Remember on your score predictions, John? Did you guys do it too? Score predictions
every damn week.
23-17, 42-10.
Even the Bengals game.
I said we crushed the Bengals. I was like 32-10.
Yeah, he said some crazy shit.
Man, I'll tell you.
Didn't happen.
I was there sitting in a sea of Bengals fans like, I can't believe they sold this stadium out. Couldn't believe it. Crazy hot takes, Falcon fans. Bodie, John, Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast. Here's a crazy hot take for you, Falcon fans. Agree or disagree? We're just doing hot take. It's crazy. Don't say it's going to happen. I'm just throwing it out there. Brady comes back and goes
I need
to the New Orleans Saints.
That sounds like a terrible nightmare. That's what that sounds like.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy hot takes, Falcon fans.
Yeah. Drop y'all.
Falcons will be playing, and this is not a crazy hot take because we're Falcon fans, but Falcons will be playing the Jets in the Super Bowl next year.
With Aaron?
Aaron.
Aaron?
And the quarterback for the Jets will be Jimmy G.
Yikes.
Jimmy G.
Yikes.
Oh,
crazy hot takes. Bo, do you got a crazy hot take about the upcoming season? Out of your Falcons mind, you got a crazy hot take about the upcoming season?
I was thinking of one. I got one.
Talking about some crazy ones, man.
I think the wall, man. I think Frank Reich will come in Carolina. He want to be aggressive. He want to put his foot down for that offense, and he'll trade up to number one. And who he'll get at number one? No, it won't be Bryce Young. No, it won't be C.J. Stroud. It'll be Will Levis.
Lord,
they won't rocket on
the
Levis.
Panthers had one. Just imagine sitting
That's
on the screen
crazy,
like,
ain't it?
Holy shit! The Panthers just traded up and got Will Levis. What the?
Yeah.
What?
And I, for one, hope they do some dumb shit like that.
I'm right there with you. That'd be great.
Out of your Falcon mind, you got a crazy hot take for us for this season?
Man, so I guess now with the 49ers, they can't count on Brock since he's going to be having that UCL surgery. So Trey Lance comes back and leads them to a Super Bowl next year.
Wow. Trey Lance and the 49ers making a run in the playoffs. Got another crazy hot take for you. Here's a crazy one. I mean, Matt Ryan is the 49ers quarterback next year.
He's going to start doing a little more some sprints and some calisthenics. Yeah. Get that speed back.
He need to get something.
Get
it back. You said back?
So, well, I mean, dude, we had it more than last year. He hurt my knees last year running, man. Like I see him scrambling. I'm like, damn, man, that looks like it hurts. Look like it hurts bad.
Oh, man.
And he's seeing ghosts too, man. Like, damn.
Yeah. See,
another
he was
crazy
able to move around in 08. I would say Matt Ryan at least moved around a little bit in 08.
His younger years, he was moving. I was like, oh, this kid's going to be the fastest quarterback in the league.
He could move enough with Shanahan's offense with us in 16, 17. Now, though, I don't think that he could move enough. You know, it'd be tough. It'd be tough.
Like a statue.
I mean, that was him going to Indianapolis. That was everybody said, right? Oh, he's going to have an awesome offensive line.
Quarterback away, right?
Yeah. Oops. Yeah.
Falcon fans. The reason why I did the crazy hot takes because you hear a lot of these groups and people just throw these stuff out there. I heard today that Aaron Rodgers turned down the Jets and he wants to go play in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's actually
hearing
viable.
these takes.
It's
viable. Possible, too, as well. But it could happen. But you're hearing this all over. And I'm talking to a Jets fan earlier, and he's like, "Oh man, we really needed Aaron Rodgers," or "Oh man, I really don't want Derek Carr." So there's takes going all over the league, and of course, people are talking about who the Falcons can get. And there's so much information putting out there in the groups and Twitter, draft and free agency. So let's talk about the free agency. There's a player who every Falcon fan is talking about. I posted it the other day on Twitter, and I guess Falcon fans loved it because the shit was just people just retweeting it all over the place. Mm-hmm. I posted Jesse Bates, and I posted the one player, Deron Payne.
Yeah,
we're going to free agents here, boys. You got Ryan Nielsen, you got Jerry Gray. There's going to be some more names added. You got Arthur Smith. I mean, this coaching staff is going to be amazing coming up to this upcoming season. You got the money. Everybody's talking about the first pick, who they're going to get. But we're going to free agents here, boys. Deron Payne is the first name that rings a bell. I've heard that the Bears might even be in on Deron Payne, which kind of sucks because they have some more money than us.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he would want to play in a city like Chicago.
Everybody want to go to
It's looking pretty bad over there. Don't want to say too much, but the Bears looking pretty bad over there. But free agents, boys, any names that's ringing a bell right now for you guys, who you guys would love here in Atlanta? The Twitter boards are talking, Facebook's talking, Instagram, social media. My guys, Deron Payne, Jesse Bates. I'm heavy on too as well, but I like Von Bell too as well. So it's kind of like I can get a couple other players out there, but I got some names. But John, Bodie, free agents, who fits this team, defense or offense? Please, floor is yours.
Well, we could definitely. I mean, yeah, that's the best of $1 million question is which direction do they go in free agency? That's going to determine what we do in the draft, right? Especially with that number 8 pick, because it could be everybody wants to see defense, but if we go address defense in free agency, that could be a wide receiver again. That could be a running back. It could be some crazy shit we ain't even thinking about. Yeah, I mean, Daron Payne's got to be it, man. Because if you just imagine what he can do next to Grady, I mean, like to have the Grady there, it had never had anybody like that next to him. What that'll do for the pass rush on the outside. I mean, like all that. Just, I mean, that's got to be your top of your list right there. I like Bates a lot, like you said, not to be repetitive, but I mean, what he would allow, assuming we have Richie there, that would allow Richie a lot more freedom, come up in the box like he probably likes to do more than what he being in coverage, play in there, hit, be a little bit more free because Jesse can take away that. He can get everywhere that Jalen. Jalen can't quite do yet.
Get to.
Yeah, right.
Let's go back to the play from New Orleans when it never won't go back that way.
Right.
But go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So but I mean, I was for a wide receiver wise, I was thinking like for a while Alan Lazard. Then I saw today that he was wanting like something like 15 to 17 million.
Yeah.
Like that. I was like, oh, nah, I'm not going for that much. But so. Other guys, I mean, like if you look at the Saints, I mean, I like David Onyemata a lot. I think he'd be a good little rotational piece in the defensive line. Dalvin Tomlinson, man, Javon Hargrave, CJ Gardner Johnson, I think would be fantastic. I think the Eagles can do everything they can to bring him back. But Bradbury, man, as well on that team could be a good nice addition to see. There's I'm glad I ain't got the money, man. I'd be going out there just like
everybody.
Come on in. So it's a ton of dudes, man. I like.
Be out there like Oprah.
McCole Hardman's been a big name that a lot of folks want. Bring him back home, to Georgia, and and like you said about Payne, you not want to go to Chicago. He is Alabama boy too. Like he played at Alabama, so he might want to come back to the Southeast. So you never know.
Come on back, dog.
The biggest name on that list is Daron Payne. Falcon fans. There's gonna be some more names coming out. Of course. The tight end Mike Gesicki, I believe, from the Dolphins now.
Saw that.
It is going to be a free agent heading into the market too. So we need a tight end too as well if we're going to not keep Pruitt or Fursker. But I'm saying there's some names out here where you got some cash. Yeah, you're calling some folks. You ain't scared to call nobody this year.
I think Gesicki gonna want some dollars though. Gesicki's pretty. He's a starter and he's a solid starter. Yeah. He's gonna want some dollars, but I got some names for y'all.
Let's go, Bodie.
Y'all might not even peep. Now I done did some research, man. I got some cats. Right.
And Falcon fans that's watching the podcast or listen to the podcast, we're going to be talking about free agents a lot. Here's the cool thing. After the Super Bowl next week, the day after, remember what happened last year? We got rid of Dante Fowler. The move was made.
Yeah.
Right there, the day after.
Get his ass out of here.
So you can see that probably in the next 10 to 15 days, something can happen when it comes to the roster moves in the next couple of days. I'm talking about the next 14 days. Something can happen. You saw what happened the day after. I think what they call it, like Black Monday or something. The day after the Super Bowl, people get fired, coaches get kicked. Like
that's the coaches,
whatever they call it. Something can happen within the next 15 days here for the Falcons. But Bodie, there's some free agents. There's some names. People's going to be rebuilding. Roster, of course, is 53. I believe when you get everybody out of here who's supposed to be gone, you're going to be around 32 players left to go for next season. So you got a lot of players to bring back. You got 9 draft picks. You got a ton of cash. You're going to do some re-signs, but I need to see some names. I need to hear some names, Bodie, man. Come on. Who could be a next Falcon, man? Let us know.
Yeah, and Mariota is probably almost certainly getting cut, so they can say that, 7 mils? They can say like 7 million, add to the free agency pot.
March 1st, after March 1st, we do not say that name here on the podcast. There's a couple of names we don't say on this podcast. One is Mariota. The other one is Bobby Petrino.
Third is Dimitrov.
It's gonna be some up and down thing. People gonna be mad about that one. But go ahead, Bodie.
All right, so Daron Payne is the guy. We want him. That's the guy. But my thing is, I think if we don't get him, knock on wood, I hope we do, but we don't, or maybe in addition to Daron Payne, one of these other guys might be a Falcon next year. I got that feeling in my bad knee.
Yes, sir.
That one of these guys gonna come. All right, so we're
Just
talking.
the feeling you had when I played you in the Madden the other day, and I was down 3 with 4 left to go. You knew I was getting ready to score. Is it the same feeling that you had?
Oh man, there is broke clock is right twice a day. Anyway, so we got Draymond Jones of the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good. He's young. I want to say he's about 26, 25, 26.
It's a block shedder.
6'3", 281, a third-round pick in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
The man had 6.5 sacks last year, playing D tackle. I believe he was D tackle. 22 sacks in 4 seasons. That means he gets pressure.
I've seen him. He shreds. He gets after that.
He's 26. He had 9 tackles for loss last year, 22 tackles for loss in 4 seasons. That's solid. I mean, he's a young guy. I think he can progress with the team. He can grow with the team, and he's a target. He helped that Bronco defense be as good as it was. So we're looking at Draymond Jones, Sheldon Rankins. I know this is a familiar name.
Sheldon Rankins.
Sheldon Rankins. He has Ryan Nielsen ties. He has Saints ties. He has Georgia ties, believe it or not. The man is from Covington.
Damn.
Okay. You didn't know that? He is from Georgia. Okay. He had 3 sacks last year, but he's more of a run stuffer, and he can get pressure. So he's just a solid all around player. I'll say that.
Been in the league a while too as well. He can definitely.
He played 5 seasons with the Saints and 2 with the Jets. So look out for that name too. I mean,
some good names right here
Nielsen.
so far.
He knows Nielsen. Okay. And then we have Morgan Fox. This guy is 6'3", 260, more of a DN type. He's 28. He has 6 sacks last season and 18.5 sacks in 6 seasons. So he could bring him in as a situational guy.
Situational. I can see that.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And these are all not money hungry guys, right? I know Payne is going to be the top dollar.
Payne is the top of the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
but
I seen Draymond Jones like 4 or 5.
Draymond Jones, he can command a little money. He's young and he's productive. Like I said, he had 22 sacks in 4 seasons. Shit, we had 21 sacks as a team last year. And 18. He can be productive for us. So yeah, these aren't break the bank guys, but I think if we could get 2 of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Well, hopefully we get Payne and maybe one of these guys with him and see how it goes. But
Falcon fans, this is what we do here on One Time for the Fan. And of course, this is what John and Mike does on Out of Your Falcon Mind. We talk Falcons football. So talking about Jerry Gray tonight, talking about the defense, mentioning Ryan Nielsen and the NFC South and who can run the NFC South and the cap and the draft and the free agents. It's all because we want to see the team win. We're really trying to go not too much in detail because it's a 1-hour podcast. We went over about 12 minutes here, but we know every podcast we're going to talk about something Falcons related. So as you can see on tonight's show, we trying to make Falcon fans stay entertained, stay engaged until the season starts because y'all love talking Falcons football and we love talking Falcons football. But some of these free agents who Bodie had mentioned, John mentioned, and I mentioned too as well. These are some names who could be here in Atlanta. And it's no secret that the Falcons are looking for talent. It's no secret that the Falcons have the bag. And I know I don't want to see a bunch of 1-year deals come flying off the shelf again because you got some cash, but I think Terry's going to be pretty smart with the money this time. It's come from an organization where,
they weren't.
After he...
At all. They couldn't scout. Nope. And they couldn't sign people.
Nope.
I will say, well, what you have going forward right now, if you get everything done correctly, you can go into next year probably between 15-30 million, John, still left in your pocket.
Yeah, and I think you want to do that. You don't want to just you want to start the season with a little bit left, just so whatever you need to make, if something comes up, player comes available, injury, whatever, you got that money to go make it happen. I just want to see the D line get as deep as possible, man.
Thank you. That is my hope. I just named off 3 guys that would have led us in sacks if they were here last year.
Yeah,
Like,
and you look at, and I know that Philly team is, but I mean, look at their D line, man. They got guys that just come in and out all game long. You got Sue taking 10, 12 snaps a game, fresh as hell. Like, and that's.
And then you got Jordan Davis behind him.
Right.
And
he was
serious?
hurt.
Thank you.
I mean, if you're going over last year with Ryan Nielsen, the linebackers got after it. I believe it went over the stats 2 weeks or the week when Ryan Nielsen was hired. I think both linebackers had like 7 sacks. And, you had David on the line, Cam Jordan too as well. So Ryan Nielsen's going to get after it this year.
I'm really interested to see what he's going to do with Anderson, because that's just it's a different cat, man. Like he's got that to him. So it's like, you don't know if maybe he's going to, like we talked about last week, you can maybe line him up 7, 9, let him come off the edge with that speed. Who knows, could be crazy.
He had so many almost sacks last year.
Right.
Like, it was crazy. I imagine he's going to get about 4 or 5 sacks this year. He's just
so raw, man. Like that game, once the game slows down for him, some in his head, and he can actually, process everything going on in front of him. Because like last year, his athleticism is enough to where if he messes up, he can still make up for it. I mean, we saw him in that Bears game shoot the wrong gap and still make a play behind the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
I mean, like,
his RAS score is crazy too.
Oh man, yeah. It was like a 9.5 or 6, something like that. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Remember our rookie report with CatCast from Montana State, Bodie? Intelligent Menace. Ryan Foley mentioned, who are 2 podcasters who cover Montana State football, who gave us a rookie report last year. Intelligent Menace is something that we heard before the season started, and then we seen it when the season started. Yeah. And he told us right there on the podcast, they're going to build a statue outside of Montana State for this guy. He is everything up there. He's so cool. He's so chill. I talked to him a couple times, met him a few times. He's just so laid back. Same like Chris Lindstrom. The Falcons do a good job of picking some of these players, I must say. When it comes to the draft and who they're bringing into the building, they don't want too much outside media attention and all that stuff happening. They want a player who can come in here and play football. Unfortunately, the seasons haven't been the best, but I must say there's some guys going forward. Rashawn Evans, you now have to look at going forward. D. Alford, you have to look at going forward. Elijah Wilkinson is a name you might have to look at going forward. Hell, even Caleb Huntley is a name you might have to look at going forward. And I've talked to some of these guys and met some of these guys. They are cool as the other side of the pillow, dog. They're just super cool. They're not in that mode where it's like, don't talk to me, no autographs, no pictures. No, they're just so chill. They're just so chill, man. So it's really good to see that.
And one thing I want to add too, man, like
yes, sir.
I've seen a lot of stuff, a lot of different things about like, well, they don't want Arthur to just give the job to Desmond. I promise you, he ain't just giving the job to Desmond, man. Like he is not that kind of coach. Like we one of the preseason, actually, I think it was the last preseason game Mike and I went to. We were down 5 rows from the field, and he was in Desmond's ass in a preseason game. Like I mean, in his face, screaming like he's not easy on Desmond at all. And they actually spoke about it after the game because I think a few of the reporters was like, hey, we saw a few pretty intense conversations with you and Desmond, and he's like, no, that's fine. He's like, Desmond likes that type of coaching. He's totally fine with it. He understands it. And you saw Desmond looking right back in the eye, shaking his head like, yep, I got it. I understand. I got it. So like, he's not going to be just like, here's the keys, man, have fun. Like, I promise you, like he's going to have to earn it. Like
I totally agree with both of the things you just said. Cause Bodie, from, where you see me home and away games, I see it all the time with not only just players going at it, but see coaches back and forth with players, some players too. When it comes to not in a negative way, it's about how to develop and be better. It's about how to make this team better. But I don't never go to Twitter and tweet it. I don't go to social media. I'm sitting, Bodie, you know where I'm at. Yeah. So I don't never sit there. Oh my God, whatever I see is just okay. Get this team together. But I'm over there as a fan yelling my ass off. I know on third down what I'm doing. But then when it goes to Desmond Ridder with the quarterback competition, hearing what Terry said in the conference call, we're going to add to the quarterback room. Didn't confirm if Desmond's the starter. But we're going to add to the quarterback room. That's where all this Lamar Jackson talk and all this other stuff. And
they have to entertain that.
Yes, you do because you have the money and it's exciting for Falcon fans. You have to. But check this out.
Be remiss.
Some of these words that some of these coaches say and general managers, when they talk, it means a lot. And when he said on the conference call that Desmond is working in the offseason and will be ready to roll next season, but we're going to add to the quarterback room. Of course, you have to add to the quarterback room. There's only one under contract.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, when you add to the quarterback room, Jacoby Brissett can be an add to the quarterback room. Competition, but you know who's still going to be your starter.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Heineke, I don't think he's going to be a starter in this league. He's still a solid backup. I hate to say it, but what's that guy's name? The mustache guy from the Jacksonville couple years ago?
Yeah,
he's a guy to also think about too as well. You know, Teddy Bridgewater. There's some names that you can add to your quarterback room. But some of these words, ready to roll next season.
Yeah, James Palmer from NFL Network was here on 680 last week on the Fan here in Atlanta, and he was talking about that conversation came up about Lamar, and did he think it was for real or could it happen? He was like, oh yeah, he said I think Lamar would be a great fit in Atlanta with that offense, no doubt about it. He goes I think a lot of people either don't know or forget, but prior to the draft last year, they were like deep in love with Desmond, like blown away by Desmond. His intangibles, I mean, his everything he brought to the table, like that was their guy from like day one. And he said they were not going to let that go. So I mean, like they've kind of just always had that. And like you said, Bodie, like they're never going to come out and be like, yeah, he's definitely he's the guy. They're not going to put themselves in that spot. They're going to leave it open for sure. I mean, like I don't know what folks expect the coaches to say.
Funny how you say that, because the last time coach did that was with Matt Ryan.
Yep.
And he quickly went back and said, "Oh, I think what was the words? Oh, I think I might have got myself in some deep water here." Because the plan behind the scenes was to ship him out.
Yep.
That was the plan. And you go in the press conference before the plan is addressed in the room with the team, or not the team, the staff, what we're about to do. And then you go back and say, well, I apologize, but we'll address concerns of the team later on. And then sure enough, Matt gets shipped out. But you don't want to say that just now. You want to say, hey, he's going to compete. We're bringing another quarterback. We'll compete. But I don't see us drafting a quarterback at 8.
No, either.
No,
I see us bringing the quarterback in the room. Somebody who's a veteran, because when Ritter went to the sideline, even as a veteran for Mariota, he wasn't there. And when he was the quarterback and went over to the sideline, it's Ritter talking to him. I'm a rookie. I'm trying to learn from you, bro. Help me out. I don't want to see Tannehill in here too as well, because if you heard what Tannehill said to Malik Willis, I don't need to be his mentor. I need a veteran quarterback in here who can help Desmond Ritter. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. You get Matt Ryan for $2 million, bring his ass back in here too to goddamn get
I'm with it.
Because I need somebody who can coach and help Desmond Ritter in critical situations, to where if you're the guy, they put the focus on you. Let me be here to help you. I'm not the guy. You're the guy. So let me be here to help you. It's a team player. It's all about teamwork.
Yeah.
It's all about teamwork. Falcon fans. God. Oh, another quick take. Bodie, what you said the other day? The last 2 pass rushers the Falcons selected at 8 was Vic Beasley and Jamal Anderson.
Damn. 8. Ain't that a big? Think about that.
That would scare you.
The last 2 pass rushers we done had were busts.
Shout out to the Falcon fans who hit me up in the chat when I said it and said, don't you be bringing that bad juju over here. Hey, don't you be doing that.
It ain't
that wasn't juju. Terry.
I mean, it's the facts. It's the facts. It's a weird position to pick a pass rusher. I mean,
we're starting our draft shows this week actually. So we're like Mike's doing like 5 or 6 guys. I've got 5 or 6 guys I'm looking at, and so far, I mean, like there's nobody that's just kind of like jumping out like just like this. Got to have him at 8. You know what I mean? Like it's not. That's the thing. I don't. And people say all the time, like, man, we can't keep ignoring it. No, it's not. That's not the case. It's like I don't need you reaching for a guy at 8. When maybe you have a better corner that's also going to help. You know what I mean? Like I'm totally fine with that. Like, there's guys that have good potential, but like I'm not really wanting just potential there at 8, man. I'm wanting somebody that can come in and like make an impact like immediately. I don't want to draft a project at 8. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe trade back. We'll see, man. Like I said, this whole free agency, people getting all crazy with these mock drafts. I mean, I did one mock draft for the fun of it, and it was ridiculous. We got like we had a load, dude. It was like never going to happen. I mean, it you know what I mean? I mean, so it was like getting Jahmyr Gibbs in the 3rd round, and I mean, Jordan Battle. It was just retarded. So I mean, like that's not going to happen. But I mean, so I'm not probably going to do many more of those until after free agency, because that's when they're going to make it's going to make more sense, and we can know what we're going to pick there. But I mean, there's just no reason. Like I said, you can't watch a highlight reel of a guy and be like, oh, that's him, because you're seeing the highlight reel. Like we're watching these all 22s, man. You get to see a lot. You get to see these guys that are just, getting like this dude I just looked at, man, Lucas Van Ness. He's a kind of under the radar type of dude from Iowa.
He's projected to start. He's moving up right now.
Moving up. He's he wasn't a starter at Iowa. He was a rotational guy on the edge, right? And but he's like 6'4", 265. And I watched the All-22 with him in Ohio State, and he just dominated Paris Johnson on several different passing plays. And that's one of the top tackles in the draft.
That's the kid who's making a lot of noise at the Senior Bowl, right? The offensive tackle. He's like 6'9", 390.
Oh no, that's the other dude. That's the other dude. That's the other side of their line.
Other side, other offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Lord, jeez.
Yeah. He's ridiculous. Yeah, but he was just actually dominating that side of the guy. And I mean, he needs some work on the run, on defending the run a little bit because he's a little iffy there. But I mean, he's one of those guys you can kind of see the high upside on, but that's not somebody, again, you don't take him at 8, you take him a little bit farther back, that you can work on if you go out there and get somebody in free agency that can immediately help you. But I mean, it's and everybody wanting Miles Murphy too from Clemson, and it's like, I don't know, we gonna do Clemson again? We'll try it one more time. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Grady thing worked. That was an anomaly.
3rd round, wasn't it? Yeah, fifth. That's right, 5th. Yeah, you're right.
But my thing is, we can't give a proper mock draft without the free agency happening.
Nah,
I think we fill holes there, and then I think it's more corners in the draft than in free agency that we can get. I think it's way more D linemen in the free agency that we can pick up, and then I mean it could change. We could trade back. Hell, I don't think we're gonna trade forward. I think we trade back first if we did that, but I'd rather get one of those corners. There's a lot of good corners in this draft.
Yeah, my list is at 10, so I have 8 defensive players and 2 offensive players, and I'm probably got to sub out one of the offensive players and put Bijan Robinson in now. A lot of talk about him going on right now.
I can't
in the Twitter world because I don't want to get to it. It's going to take up too much time, but I'm just trying to go up what I have on my top 10 list. It's 8 defensive players, 2 offensive players.
If we choose Bijan Robinson at 8, I would be highly pissed. I'm sorry. We have a 1,000-yard rusher in house. And there are plenty of running backs later. I can't do it.
So much going on with this, man, when it comes to that. But I'll see what the Falcons.
We could do an entire show on that.
We could.
You can. And I think I know the right people to bring on that type of show too as well.
I think what didn't Big Low talk about doing some kind of draft mock draft thing?
Yeah, he's setting up something where we're going to be able to be a part of it. I don't know if it's going to be like 20 podcasters or something, but it's going to be pretty cool.
It's going to be something. We should,
But we'll see what the Falcons do with the free agents before they get to the draft because there's so much going on. And some fans believe, hey, if you don't address edge, but address everything else, then you go in edge at 8. If you address everything else and don't address corner, you go in corner at 8. But then the Falcons will Falcon and go offensive tackle if they don't
exactly.
Gary. You don't know what's going to happen. Exactly. So I'm just saying here, which I ain't going to lie, the kid from Ohio State, I'd be glad to take him right now. But he's looking good on tape. I must say, these are college players going up against college players, and they're going to get to the NFL. But I done seen some rookies get to the NFL from having good college season and get there and get smacked up quick. And they realize fast, like, this is a totally different game. So not going to be too high on it, not going to be too heavy on it. But when the draft happens, of course, we'll be watching Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast. We'll be watching everybody else's podcast. And, of course, ESPN and all these other nonsense. But let's get to the chat here. I know people are talking. People's been chatting with us. And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up here because we had a great show today. We talked about Jerry Gray, coaching staff. We talked about Ryan Nielsen. Tom Brady's leaving, who's running the NFC South now, which would be us. Some crazy hot takes that we had. Mariota going to the Aints. That'd be so crazy. Tom Brady probably going to the Aints. That would be crazy too as well. Falcons, Jets, Super Bowl. Jimmy G's the quarterback. That would be crazy too as well. But let's get into some questions here. Joseph Avery said, hey, fellas, would it be? Do y'all think Coach Nielsen is going to coach the D-line as well or hire someone else to do that? And what is Coach Dre's role? Is he going to coach the secondary? Go Falcons. I think as a defensive coordinator, you have a lot on your plate. You're bringing a lot of coaches. Before you was in New Orleans co-defensive coordinator, but you also coached the D-line coach. Though. You also the D-line coach too as well.
Yeah, we did.
So now he's the full defensive coordinator.
He's actually calling plays. It's the first time ever calling plays.
Yes. Yep. So I think his focus is on that. Shanahan,
that's the thing.
Wasn't the wide receivers coach in the OC.
He's the whisperer. He's the D-line whisperer. Like he will put his hand in that.
Of course,
but he'll have his guys. He'll put his hand in that. And Gray, Gray Hill, he's the assistant coach. Like he's the assistant head coach / defense. So I guess he's just looking over defense. He's just all over defense. That's all it says.
Speaking of that, too, Bodie, now that you're hearing about the assistant head coach, Jerry Gray's name might be there if Arthur Smith can't get the job done. He could be the intern. Let's just say it happens during the season, like you said, 0-4.
Trying not to think about that. I'm trying
Jerry
to
Gray, Ryan Nielsen. I don't want Rags. I don't want Rags as the
No.
I mean, it's. I'm trying not to think about Arthur not being able to get the job done. I'm thinking he can get it done. I'm thinking he can get it.
T.J. Yates. We need another good quality wide receiver to put alongside London and Pitts.
And that's
John?
Another thing. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bodie. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say about the wide receivers. We got a Miko out in the free. We got a Jacoby Myers. They're thinking he could be a number 2. He's been okay, but I think our 2 might come out of the draft possibly.
I think so too.
I think it might come out of the draft. That's my thing.
So now it's time to start scouting some wide receivers in the late rounds because you can go wide receiver at 2 and he's your starter.
Right.
You can go wide receiver in the second round.
Yeah. George Pickens went in the second round last year.
Sheesh, not Pickens.
I keep saying
we promised we wouldn't do that. We did a 3-hour show waiting for a Georgia player to be selected. 12 hours the whole weekend.
Woosah.
Chase, podcaster from One Time for the Fans, said we cut the head coach just after 3 seasons. Like, what are we doing? We rebuilding again? Oh no, Chase, we ain't trying to cut the head coach, Chase. We're just speaking.
If we're doing that, we know we got the talent, and he didn't make the talent up. He didn't bring them up.
Exactly.
So we wouldn't be rebuilding. We'd be just trying to get it rolling. You know what I'm saying? Up to our potential.
Mm-hmm. Can we get the man for us all years? John, are you cool with a losing season from Arthur and still bringing him back next year?
A losing season? No. I just think you didn't do your job. I mean, it's, when you I go back to what we said, it depends on how that happens. How does that losing season come about?
Yeah.
Injuries, all that stuff. I mean, all things on the table, everybody's healthy and everybody's good, and you somehow don't pull that off, then I don't know, man. Like, it's tough.
So I see how you're going, John. I see how you're going with this. Blowouts, 2-6 record, you'd count them if you got blown out all those 6 losses. But if the games were close, you might still, as a fan, give coach a shot.
Yeah, as long as you're in it. Yeah. As long as I can see I can see the progression. I can see what you're thinking. I can see what you're trying to do here, but it's just not working, or, you lose on the last second field goal, or, some player makes a mistake. Who knows? Something like that. Like, and like I said, y'all don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want the man to get fired. Like, I want him to be here too. I want him to succeed. I like him a lot. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. That's just, we're talking about a complete worst case scenario. This is
always worst case scenario.
Yeah, this just burns down next year for whatever reason. But no, I just think that you gotta. I mean, the dude's going to have. Pitts is back healthy. London, a solid number 2. Algier in the backfield, maybe better. Another running back is add on that. CP.
And you're adding more weapons to an offense that was already explosive with a quarterback that you bridged and then left, and then you got the rookie now.
And your defense down the stretch wasn't even allowing teams to score 20 points, even though they were moving the ball on you. And now you're going to improve that as well, and you're going to add a better defensive coordinator. Well, I'll say hopefully better, and add some more experience to that staff. It's just all that stuff just kind of leans me toward, like, dude, I got to see the results from that. Like I've got to need, barring, like I said, no injuries.
Yes, sir. Going over here, 95 North. He said, "What are y'all thoughts on Dave Rigoni?" Bodie.
I said it earlier. Can't be predictable. I mean, you gotta mix it up. Rigoni. Like, it's just we got caught up. We knew. I was on my couch just calling up this a run. Up this a pass. Oh, they got a pass now. They did this stupid ass run 2 straight plays. Like, I was calling this shit all year. Like, I can't be that. No, you gotta get creative a little bit. I shit on Shanahan, but that dude is a creative guy. He's a great play caller. He don't close the deal, but he's a great play caller. Okay, I will say that. So,
well, if you look at some of the leads the Falcons had, close enough this season. If you had a defense that was good enough to finish the game, you could have did it. Even when your comebacks, you was close in some games where you played from behind too as well. Like, it was one possession games. It was tough. The Steeler game, the Charger game, like the. Oh man, I don't want to get to this.
But that's the thing. Is Rigoni calling the plays? Aren't
It's
the
probably
calling the
Art.
plays?
I think it's Art.
Art is
Yeah.
calling the plays.
I think Regón is just like there to,
Like
mentor the
constructing
quarterback.
plays and, helping, stuff like that. He's helping with the playbook and stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's coach calling those plays. So I just want to see improvement in coach. I know coach can do it though.
Bodie, Uber for Chase.
Go ahead and wrap it up. Need my Uber. Oh man, they Uber out there in Country Town, USA.
Sheesh.
Oh man,
I think the Falcons will go at least 10-7. That's a playoff berth. Hey, positive. Anthony, bring us some positive thoughts here.
Pretty sure.
Curious to know, God, no, please don't even put that in the universe. Brady to the Aints. Can't stand both of them. It makes sense. It'd be a partnership, though. That'd suck, too, to see Brady down there.
That would suck. You don't know how sick I'd be if that happened.
I probably wouldn't go to New Orleans.
I can't even.
Vincent? He has a crazy hot take.
That's a hot take for your ass. I wouldn't be mad at it either.
Dude, one season.
Man, this would be crazy. Seeing A-Rod in Atlanta. That would be crazy.
Yeah, we going for broke then.
Man, what?
We instant contenders.
Damn post-game interview is going to be lit.
Yeah, man.
Falcons lead the league in sacks when we go 16-1.
That's Mike talking right there.
Love that.
That's Mike talking.
I love that shit. I love that.
Hot take, Lamar goes to the Jets in a massive trade or to Carolina. So this is another thing, too, as well.
Suck.
Most teams are thinking like how we're thinking. Oh, the Falcons think they hot with that little rookie kid over there. And the Panthers, they trash. And they got Jameis down there in New Orleans. There's going to be some team in the NFC South that's about to make a change. I think Carolina's going to go get a quarterback. Either it's going to be probably Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, but somebody to put some type of, you got to compete in the NFC South, and you're not going to do it with Matt Corral. You're not going to do it with Kyle Trask. No. It sounds good right now. It looks good for the Falcons, but it's so random how there's going to be some player to come here and probably put up some type of competitive battle against the Falcons, and it's going to suck. But I'd love to see Ritter versus Trask, Winston, and Corral.
I say every team in the league, every team in the division is searching for a quarterback right now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say we're searching. We're not searching. We're good. I think we're good where we're at. So we're all the other three teams are definitely looking for a quarterback. I think all of them going to draft one.
John, how you like this?
I don't know, man. If he's cool being like number two, that's pretty expensive too, right? Like 17, 18
yeah,
he's himself.
Money.
He's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money to me.
I'm good. I'm better drafting the guy. I'll draft my cheap number two.
Yeah. Paying to ATL would be beautiful. That's my number one target. I don't know about the Falcons, maybe, but I'm thinking it would be. I mean, come on. We know what we need.
It's one of the defense that opposing teams are scared of. A scary defense, like whoever mentioned it earlier. I'm sorry, but you were right. You want to look at the schedule and say, "I'm scared of this team." Yeah. We go down there to Atlanta. They're gonna kick our ass.
Said it. John said it.
Man, thank you for saying that. Put that on a T-shirt. Please. You want the teams to be scared of Atlanta, like how it was back in the day, a little bit.
And if you get Deron Payne, that's a great start.
It's a major start. One time for the fan. We thank everybody for being a part of the show tonight. I see everybody's in here. Chase, Willie P's up in here. Deloach is up in here. Carrie's up in here. Lisa Shepard's up in here. So many names going over. Anthony White's up in here. Vincent, 95 North, Bubba Gump, Ramel. We thank y'all for being a part of the show tonight. And of course, one time for the fan. We always love talking Falcons football with all the Falcon fans. So when the opportunity came to get John, and next time we'll get Mike back, but to get out of your Falcon mind on the podcast tonight, it was just a great feeling to say, hey, look, Bodie, they're going to be on the show. We're going to have a great time, and I'm sure Falcon fans here are having a great time too as well. John, the comments, some are on Facebook, some are on YouTube, because we do a live broadcast from a lot of Facebook groups. And of course, we have a Spotify and Google Podcasts and all that stuff too as well. But for Out of Your Falcon Mind, where can we reach you? Where can we find you guys? All your social media content, any upcoming shows, what dates do you have coming up for some podcasts, anything? The floor is yours, sir, when it comes to Out of Your Falcon Mind.
Yeah, man. So you guys can subscribe to us on Out of Your Falcon Mind on YouTube. You can follow us at Out of Your Effing Mind on Twitter. That's where we do most of our social media. That's mostly, if it's Mike, he will sign his name. He'll put Mike Kid after it because he says he doesn't want to be responsible for anything that comes out of his mouth. So he makes sure to put his name on any crazy shit that he says on there.
Shit.
But Twitter's mostly me, but he's going to start working on Instagram and getting that going. We have it going now. We just don't do a lot. You know, it's hard, man. You do all these different freaking.
Oh yeah, we know.
It's hustle, man. But anyway, you know, Mike always does say, like, you know, he's actually, when it comes to technology, he's like 78 years old. So it takes him a little bit to like understand, like he just learned how to respond to a Twitter message like 2 weeks ago. I'm not even shitting you. So like it's
Lordy.
Yeah. So he's been.
Man.
Yeah,
so we're gonna get him classes.
I know. So yeah. So, but anyway, guys. Yeah. So we like I said, we did these draft shows last year. We're going to do it again this year. We hit each position group. We go through different prospects. You know, how they might fit our team. You know, where we think they're going to be drafted. All that stuff. I'll put out one later, or I put out the video that I did last year on Tyler Algier, the only guy that I hit on. But hey, I got one right.
Hey, one.
It worked.
You know how hard it is to hit that. You know how hard it is to hit that.
It worked.
So we'll do that again this year. We're starting with edge rushers this week. It'll be probably Thursday, but during the off season, we're trying to do 2 shows, but a lot of times it just depends on what happens. Like right now, we're just probably going to do like a Wednesday or Thursday show. But we put it out. We post it on all of our social media, and you can like us on Facebook as well. We have a Facebook page. But again, Twitter's typically the place to find us. And then during the season, man, we do a preview show on Thursday, and then we do a recap show, either depending on how the game went, either the day of, if we're in a good mood, or or maybe it's, y'all know how it is. Sometimes
we know about the moods.
Yeah, I know, man.
Or it'll be Monday, or like in early fall too. My kids' baseball schedule is crazy, so there's some days I have to like completely log off of social media for the entire Sunday, and then get home, watch the game, and then because I don't want to be spoiled. But yeah, so that's it, man. I mean, like I said, we look forward to having you guys back on our show, and we'll keep doing this, man, because it's, like I said, it's been awesome just meeting you guys, and been able to connect, and just like I said, man, talk Falcons, man, talk about it. We can do it every day, man, and
every day. It's just nice to bounce Falcons talk off of other content creators. It's a great thing, and like you said, we're gonna all be at the parade. Doing that Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll all be at the parade together. Falcon fans, this is what it's all about. So when it comes to One Time for the Fan, or even Out of Your Falcon Mind, we are just trying to just show our love for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sure, John, you can agree. It could have been any other sports team you guys could do the podcast about. When it came to the Falcons, that diehard just comes out every single day. You're going to find some way to talk about the Falcons. You can cut on the podcast. You got to have the fans in the chat. And it's just a good feeling to just have people who love the same thing you love and want to talk about it. So when it comes to the podcast, Bodie, thank you too as well for being here tonight. John, I thank you too as well for being here tonight. And we're going to definitely get another show back. I noticed you guys also have Savion on too as well. We got to get Savion in here too as well.
Savion's awesome,
he's the professor. I got to get the professor with another professor. So I got, might have a professor face off, Bodie versus Savion. Nah, but you guys, we all roll with, a really cool group of content creators because we all love the Atlanta Falcons. So thank you once again for taking the time out your day to join us on this podcast. We will get you back.
It's all love. All love, man. Like we like to, like Mike and I always say, man, like we never, like we don't diss other podcasts. We don't put anybody down. Like we all try and support each other, man. Like because bottom line is, if people like your show, and you're going to grow, man. Like you're going to grow. Like you ain't got to talk about anybody else or anything. Like it's like we shout you guys out. I mean, and gladly retweet and like and all that stuff. I mean, like whatever we can do to help each other grow, man. That's what it's all about. I mean, it's going to be because there's a lot of people that watch our show, and that's we always say, man. Like we're just happy that you guys, whoever's watching, like we're just one of the shows that you watch. I mean, like that's it. That's all.
That's it.
So,
we ain't hating on nobody.
Nope.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, except for Bobby Petrino and Mariota.
That's it.
But
shit.
Otherwise than that, I mean, we just have a good time here on the podcast. And of course, Out of Your Falcon Mind, have a good time too as well. John and Mike, catch them out on YouTube. And of course, you heard some of the other places where Out of Your Falcon Mind is. They're going to grow. They're going to get, who knows where Out of Your Falcon Mind is going to be soon. But I must say, you guys are going in the right direction. And I, for one, am truly glad to have you guys on the podcast tonight. So, John,
much appreciated, man. Much appreciated, man.
I thank you, sir. And we will get you back on before the draft. Let's do that.
Oh, we got to. Yeah, we got to. Well, right after free agency, we got to do it.
Absolutely. Perfect. That'd be perfect.
We could talk about all that, then we can get into the draft.
Perfect.
It'll be a 4.5 hour show. It'll be great.
I'm all for it. Whole new roster. So many other changes and pieces are going to be added to the team and taken away from the team. So this show today is like just the appetizer. Coming up on the next show, we got players. You know, so much going on, man. I'm just excited.
I'm so excited.
What's happening in the next couple of weeks for the Atlanta Falcons. But John, thank you so much, man. And please,
yeah, man. Thank you guys for having us, man.
Thank you too as well.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, brother. Y'all have a good one.
You too, man.
Rise up, Falcon fans.
Sheesh. There's another great show.
So we do.
John knows his shit, man. I respect John. John knows his shit, man. Y'all go check out Out of Your Falcon Mind, man. That's great. Man.
I told you.
Love it.
Said, and Mike would just been adding to it. You know, we probably would have had another hour with Mike because you see what happened here with John.
Oh, we would have went into 2 hours for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. John, Mike. Yeah.
Falcon fans, of course, y'all know if we would have hit the chat, because the comments are going crazy. If we would have hit the chat, we probably would have added another 30, 45 minutes to it, just doing all the hot takes and going over everything. So, of course, we'll chop it up with y'all after the show. We have comments here on YouTube, comments here on Facebook, comments from Twitter, too, as well. So, thank y'all.
Right back in with y'all.
Thank y'all for being a part of the show tonight. Next week, we have our Super Bowl show. Might have a special guest. We'll see what we can do. But the show will start at 5:00 next week, Sunday. So everybody
should be strictly an hour because the Super Bowl starts at like 6:30.
Yes.
So we're gonna go and we're stopping at 6. So
yes, I want to see Rihanna. I don't care much about the game, but I just want to see Rihanna. So yeah, you heard it here first on One Time for the Fan. Screw the game. Watch the halftime show. Otherwise than that, thank you for Out of Your Falcon Mind for tuning in, joining us tonight, being a part of the show. Chase, everybody in the chat, really thank y'all. So, holla at y'all. Oh, sorry, wait a minute, Bodie, any shout outs, man? If we get about here, bro.
Yeah, man. Once again, and shout out to John, man. Out of Your Falcon Mind, man. Like I said, they got great content. If you guys haven't checked them out yet, please go check them out. Out of Your Falcon Mind on YouTube. And this is great. Great dudes, John, Mike, they know their shit. And you heard John. John knows his shit. I respect John. He was taking a lot of the words out of my mouth. I didn't have to say it. I'm like, hey, John said it all. My guy.
I must say, hearing a lot of what he said tonight was like, damn, this sounds like me just talking in a different room right now. It's just so crazy. But Mike would have just added to that. That's why Falcon fans, you get some of the ones that agree and some of the ones that disagree. And we'll bring some fans up here who's going to disagree. I'm sure if I said a draft pick, and John said he doesn't like that draft pick, there's a disagreement. But guess what? Whatever player is going to be selected, we're going to talk about it on our respective podcasts and try to bring some light to how this player can help the team at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So it's not no beef. You know what I mean? It's none of that stuff when it comes to Falcon fans. Hey, this content.
Friendly debate.
No, it's a friendly debate when it comes to those type of times. But we don't never get to those times because most of the fans and people we bring on this show it's true diehard fans.
Just like
I mean, we've had Myles Garrett on the show. We've had all the rookie reports on the show. Big Country been on the show. Thomas got on the show. Lee Thomas on the show. Kiara this year. Kiara Lyrics mom on the show. Lisa Shepard from Blogging Dirty on the show. Big Country on the show. Out of Your Falcon Mind already this year on the show. And we got some more special guests coming up. So Falcon fans, stay tuned. Be prepared for what we have going on. Don't forget, we're back next week Sunday at 5 p.m. Right before the Super Bowl, so everybody can watch the Super Bowl, 5 to 6. So please tune on in. Shout out to Out of Your Falcon Mind. Shout out to everybody who's here, a part of the show, who's going to be watching it later, listening to it later. Thank y'all for everything. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Go Falcons. Next year, this time, we'll be in, where's the Super Bowl? Vegas?
Super Bowl?
No. Yeah, Vegas. No. It's in Vegas.
Is it Vegas?
It's in Vegas next year. It's in Arizona this year, and it's in Vegas next year.
Okay, Arizona and Vegas. Yeah.
This time next year, we'll be in Vegas watching the Falcons play the Super Bowl.
Damn right.
We'll be probably flying out the next morning because it'll be the week before. So we'll be.
Yep. I'm already saving my money.
Sheesh.
Now I gotta pay Chase. He's supposed to be here at 6 a.m. To do my lay my mulch. So
Jeez.
I'm helping saving his money too.
Chase, when you finish laying the mulch over there and Bodie's yard, if you can just bring the ladder and come touch up on that paint that you missed up there on that ceiling. One time for the fan. We'll be back on next week Sunday, 5 p.m.
Chase supposed to have a mop. He gonna be doing the roof.
Sheesh.
He's a little popcorn roof.
Not Mop Man Chase.
Not Mop Man Chase. Shit.
One time for the fan. We'll be back next week Sunday, 5 p.m. Thank y'all out of your Falcon mind for joining us tonight. And rise up.
Yeah.